Hi, I'm Plexi Cosplay. In this video today I'm going to show you how to style Princess Aurora for Sleeping Beauty's wig. This wig has an interesting feature, which is the bangs. They're a little fluffier than usual, and so they're going to take a little extra structure underneath. You can use this method across a variety of wig styles, so go ahead and get your wig, a can of hairspray, and a pair of scissors, and let's get started.
Once you have your wig out of the bag and on a mannequin head, then it's time to separate the bangs from the bulk of the hair. For me, the bangs were already cut onto the wig, so all I had to do was take the bulk and pin it back. Once you have that done, or you've cut your bangs and have them separated out, then it's time to curl them. We want to kind of over curl. We want to give structure to these bangs, and so you kind of have to go a little overboard with it. So just start curling high heat with a large barrel. Again, we're not looking for perfection, we're looking for overdoing it. For curling synthetic wigs, what you want to do is after you let go, keep the curl curled as it cools. Before we start teasing the bangs, take a line of the bangs closest to the crown of the head and separate them. This is going to be the smoother, more aesthetic part of the bangs. Pin them back away before we begin teasing. So for Sleeping Beauty, she has kind of like a side part bang here. So if yours isn't already parted, now's the time to do it. Then you're going to take this and texturize. To texturize here, all you're going to do is take a comb and brush up towards the base of the hair and kind of separate and make them extra floofy. She's going to look like she had a bad night out. Like do a little bit of hairspray, make sure we really get everything texturized and fluffy. So then I like to kind of shape it before I pull the other hair back over to the general form that I want. This hair is being kind of a pain. Tuck him up there. So at this point, once your bangs are completely teased, you're going to unpin the ones that you had pinned back right in the beginning, that really thin layer, and you're going to lay them over top of the teased section. The teased section is going to act kind of like a structure that holds up and gives more body to the flat bangs on top. And the flat bangs then have a more sleek look, so one of them is more of a structural and one of them is more aesthetic in the end. The way to go from here is to use a comb and gently brush the sleek bangs over top of these structured bangs. You don't want to brush the whole way through, you want to keep the volume in that understructure, but just kind of shaping them, pushing them into place. Use your hairspray, your fingers, pins, anything you can do to kind of get the shape that you want. This is where you're going to spend a lot of time. It's what I think requires a bit more of the artistry of wig making. So for Aurora's hair, she does have kind of like a swooping curl to her bang here. So that's part of what I'm going to focus on as I finish this up. For Princess Aurora's bangs, they have a swoop that goes towards the part in the middle. So everything that I'm doing kind of goes along that general line of swooping and then having the swoop end towards the part line. So what I'm going to do is pin this curl so it stays in place. Now I don't have hairpins and things, so I'm just going to use sewing pins to hold the hair in place as it sets. Okay, so I've let these dry. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out and see how I like it. I'll try it on after it's dried again. So I hate to say it, but this bang on the side that doesn't have the big swoop is actually not quite the way I thought, and in fact they just kind of come around and go towards the swoop in sort of like this fashion. So I pulled some hair down because I actually need a little more hair for this, I think. And I will cut it. And I'm going to curl this a bit, but a lot of it's going to be pinning again. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing I did on the last side. I'm going to pull the top parts out, separate them. Okay, so I've restyled this side of the bangs to be more accurate. So it's kind of like a smaller version of the other side. You got a big swoop and then a tiny swoop to the middle. So I use copious amounts of hairspray on this. As soon as it's done drying, I take the pins out and I do another layer of hairspray just to kind of seal that. Whenever I travel, I like to fold up the long part of the wig, shove it into the cap, and then gently place it in a bag for traveling.